Hello and welcome to the All Out Attack podcast. Are we on like episode 6 now?
Yeah,
Six or seven.
Episode 6 or 7, one of the two. But we're going to be starting off by speaking about the obvious talking point in that United absolutely destroyed Southampton's 9-0 midweek. I personally, my views on it, of course, like it was a poor performance from Southampton, but I feel like they went into the game with players injured. They didn't have a full strength team, and they literally had a player sent off within 2 minutes. What else do you expect? But fair play United, you played well. Yeah,
it was like from the kick of the game, we were sort of like, the game sort of just changed instantly because that tackle happened so early on, and then United just took advantage of that and just attacking and as the first goal went through, you just saw Southampton were weak, and it was just like you knew Ollie wasn't going to sit back. He was just going to go for the kill, and he did that, and that's why they put 9 into the net. And I think it was good of him, like at half time, like he brought in Martial and he brought in like Dan James later on about 60th minute, whatever. And it was good because it gives them that confidence boost that if they can, because we were winning anyway that game, and it's going to be a good boost for Martial to get that goal, and just for his general morale. Hopefully, like he can like continue that for like getting goals for us, getting back to his best.
I'll agree. I think it's a good morale boost, obviously beating someone 9-0, and I think you needed it after the Sheffield United game.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And obviously, who was it you drew to last weekend?
Arsenal,
yeah, the 0-0 draw against Arsenal. I think you needed a confidence boost to get you. I'm going to say back in the title race. I don't believe that you're going to be in the title race, but you are technically back into the title race now. But yeah, I just think, like, as you say, you needed it after those games, and I think it's a big step in the right direction for United, and I think you can push on and challenge. Definitely can get top 4, and that's probably that was probably the aim of the season before you went into it.
Can I ask a question to you, Kieran?
Yes.
You say United aren't in the title race. Does that mean no one else? Who's going to win the title then? Do you think City is clear coasting now?
I think
because they're second.
The season's very tight. Like, it's going to be very tight, but I think the title race. I'm not saying City have won it by no means, but I do think City will take it, and I think they'll take it by at least 6 points for me personally.
Glory, Man United.
Indeed, I can personally I can see City. I can personally see City not run away with it, but they've in the best possible position they can be at the moment.
I agree.
So, I think
I'd back Pep as the best manager, as I've already said on him before. So Pep's got it sussed out, and I feel like if teams around them, like if United and Liverpool keep dropping points, City are going to eventually run away with it because City don't drop points very often. So
yeah. But with City, Pep, what's it called? Like their squad's been kind of depleted this season. Aguero's been out injured.
Aguero's always out though.
Yeah, he's always out. But this season, like he hasn't. I don't think he's played a game, has he?
He's played 1 or 2.
Come off the bench.
He's come off the bench a few times, but he hasn't made. He hasn't. I don't think he scored.
No, he hasn't.
It's a big loss for them. But I think, because I was going to post on my Insta a thread of like a player each club should sign, and I think City would I think someone like Romelu Lukaku would be absolutely perfect for City, an aerial presence and someone who gets goals for them. Yeah, like they've been lacking a target man in recent years because they've got obviously Jesus as a backup, but he can't really be considered a target man. He can't be considered I don't know what you would consider him, to be fair.
So
he's I would say more of a poacher, yeah. But can you imagine if City did have a target man like a sort of like I don't want to say he's Zlatan, but like as a Zlatan, sort of target man, sort of big man in the box.
Yeah.
I feel like he would link up so well with the wingers. Obviously, you've got Sterling bombing down the wing. You've got De Bruyne whipping in balls left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
Having a target man on that team would really help them, boost them to the next level.
Kevin De Bruyne would actually get a ridiculous amount of assists if they had Lukaku or Diego Costa, who's a free agent in their team.
Have you ever considered like maybe Calvert-Lewin, 60 million?
Yeah.
I'm sure Everton would sell.
I'm sure Everton would sell him. I'm
Yeah.
sure City could afford it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's an interesting
Does Pep like him though? Is it sort of player that you would see Pep signing?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
he's
is a
got-
target man the type of player you'd see Pep signing? Realistically, I don't see him
No.
signing a target man.
He's never had a target.
What they need, but
You know he's spending 60 million on some young South American who
Yeah.
he's
he
like
think,
Martinelli type player. Yeah.
yeah, who he thinks is going to be the next Aguero or the next whatever.
And
So
Could you see him signing? I guess it's a long shot, but like Lautaro Martinez.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that.
I was gonna say.
I knew you were gonna say Martinez.
I mean, I've only seen a little bit of him. Is he a winger?
He's a winger / striker. Yeah.
yeah,
Like, he can play
I've
up
seen
front
it.
and he's very good
I've seen him being compared to Aguero, and I don't think they're the same type of player whatsoever. But
like he's got that Pep style, like
yeah,
he's quick with his feet and stuff, and he's not like the target man like Lukaku is or Calvert-Lewin, and he seems more like a type of player that would suit Pep's style.
I agree. I just
swear. What's his nickname? The Bull in it or something like that.
Yeah.
I've heard that's what they call him, the Bull. Yeah, nice. He's good.
I've been watching a lot of Serie A recently. Actually, I've been getting. I was into it when I was younger, and I've been getting back into it because I think it's getting back to what it used to be.
Yeah.
And like I actually love watching Inter play. I think they're actually really.
Yeah, no, Inter are quite interesting.
They're really like entertaining. Like I'm not even joking. Ashley Young is a ball.
Yeah,
now.
he's balling. He's at 35, and he's just like
He's
in Milan, like starting every game.
he's actually sick. Like he bombed him and Lukaku, and like because it's him on the right. He plays like right back.
Yeah.
And with Hakimi plays on the right mid. So you'd think they'd be better off switching, but they're not. It works so well. I think Conte's done a really good job there. And I just think Lautaro is like, I think he'd do well at City. I think that's a good shout from Siraj there. I think he'd be...
Same sort of thing. I watch a lot of Lazio because I'm a big fan of Lazio. And obviously, would you see a player like Immobile leaving to a City?
He would if he got
very good
offered.
shout.
I feel like he would.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't actually. Like, I'm surprised.
I don't know if he's Pep's kind of player though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. No target man's going to ever be Pep Guardiola's type of player. So
He likes like small, quick players, isn't he? Yeah.
Mm.
But I'm surprised Immobile hasn't been like, I'm surprised he's still at Lazio. Like that's something that surprised me.
If a Premier League team was to sign him, who would it be?
What, Lautaro?
No, or thingy.
Immobile.
Immobile, yeah.
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
I was thinking Chelsea or United. I don't know why United. I don't think.
Not United.
We won't sign him, would they?
I don't think United will do any business in the summer.
Yeah.
League. I think they've got. I don't know. Their owners are rich, obviously, but I think they've got.
Yeah.
The team. It's just about how they play as a team.
I think if Pogba leaves, we'll bring in good CDM, like a solid CDM, because obviously the only CDM we really have is Matic, and he's still quality, but like obviously he's getting older and stuff, and I think obviously he's like Ollie's gonna have to think about the future a bit more. So bringing in a solid CDM, I think that's something we need, but I think he'll only do it if Pogba leaves. Like he'll bring in like a quality player, and then we need a right back as a backup to Wan-Bissaka, because obviously Williams is he's more of a left back, and he's
shy.
too young.
He's
Yeah,
shy.
he's too young.
Straight up.
He just needs a loan, man. He needs to go.
Yeah. What holding midfielders would United realistically sign though?
I've got one. Maybe Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. Maybe more as a box-to-box midfielder, but I
was going to say him as well.
He is.
I love him.
Going back to
I love
Latvia.
him. I do love him. He's a cracking midfielder, and he's always in the right places as well.
If not, maybe another one. Maybe
I love
Declan
signing
Rice.
Ndidi.
Declan Rice.
Ndidi as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Declan Rice is someone they're interested in. Yeah.
I can't. He's not a CDM, I don't think.
Yeah,
people think he's a CDM, but he's more of a sort of dead in the middle sort of player.
I'm not saying he's a CDM. I'm saying, but would he not be a like for Pogba if it's Pogba leaving?
Yeah,
They're both box to box.
He would score more goals than Pogba.
He'd be good alongside Fred.
Pogba's a better player than Rice.
Yeah.
Any day.
No, I'm saying Souček. Souček would score more than Pogba.
Souček, but Souček would score more, especially in
Souček,
United.
Yeah.
I don't. It's only I've been saying it for weeks now. It's only a matter of time before a big side or a bigger side snap up Souček, because if he keeps banging in that many goals from centre mid, then one of the best in the air in the league at the moment.
I think I'd have him over anyone at scoring headers at the moment.
Yeah, we need, like, Cavani's the only one. Maguire, like, before was the only one, but Maguire, even when he heads it, he's very inaccurate with his, like, heading.
Slap
yeah.
it, mate.
Yeah, for a guy with, like, such a fat forehead and, like...
I mean, his head,
That guy-
his
It's like
head's,
a fucking pound coin.
no, his
Yeah.
head's like a microwave.
Yeah, I know.
He-
Literally, like, it's massive, but, like, he struggles to get, like, the headers on target and stuff, and it's just, like... It's like, what are you doing, mate, sometimes? And, like, Cavani is good with his heading, really good. And I think, you know, if you had Souček, someone there, like, when you get Wan-Bissaka crossing it in and stuff, like, he's the type of player that, you know, might be able to get on the end of one of those
Don't
crosses.
act like
Tellers.
Wan-Bissaka has the capability to get good crosses in the box.
But a lot of the time, he gets space because, like, what's it called, Rashford. A lot of the time, like, a lot of the defenders get taken away from Rashford because no one thinks Wan-Bissaka's got attacking ability, which, you know, he's gotten better, but he doesn't have great attacking ability. So a lot of the time, he does get, like, those free crosses in, but I guess someone like Luke Shaw or Tellers more so.
I just think what's it? I think United, they're Ollie's starting to kind of understand the team, but I think we should move on and speak about the next
Lingard
game,
Goals.
the next big talking point for me, which is Brighton beating Liverpool 1-0. I couldn't believe it. I was watching it yesterday.
Yeah, same.
And I was actually shocked. I was in
I
shock.
mean,
I was
I was watching the West Ham game, but I seen the goal. I've watched the goal so many times, and I still don't know how it's gone in.
yeah.
Because like it's gone in such an unnatural way. It's kind of like it's come off his boot, and it's kind of just sort of slowly sort of gone into that top corner. But yeah, no, it was a great moment for Brighton. It's obviously for their survival hopes and everything. So I hope it adds something to the relegation. I'll say title hopes. I mean, Liverpool's title hope. I meant Liverpool's title hopes and Brighton's relegation battle.
Yeah.
I should have said. That's what I meant. But yeah, mate, it shook it up.
The thing is, Liverpool now, I'm saying this is a big statement, but if they don't beat City on Sunday, they're not winning the league.
I don't think they are winning the league. I just think, you know what, like, I don't think you can. It's just been unlucky for them, really. Like, you know, like they literally have no like centre backs. Like Van Dijk and Gomez, their two main centre backs out, and Matip also is like he's been in and out of the team, and
He's
you know
out for the rest of the season now. I heard.
Is he? Yeah, because he's just injured, isn't he? He's like an Eric Bailly. Like he'll come back, he'll play like a string of like 3-4 games, and he'll just get injured for like 3 months.
Yeah.
Like, it's unfortunate for them, really, and they've been unlucky this season. Even at the beginning, Alisson was out and Trent was out as well. But you know, I think they can. Like, I don't know Kabak. I don't know how good he is, but like, I guess we'll find out. Like,
yeah,
you know,
I don't think Phillips is start. I don't know.
Phillips is all right, you know. I think he was probably one of Liverpool's. I mean, this isn't saying much because they were shocking, but I thought Phillips was actually one of the best players against Brighton. But the thing is, I think Kabak, I've watched a few of his games because obviously he's played against Millwall. But I mean, playing against Millwall compared to playing against teams like City and United, you know, it's a bit of a difference. What about
Davies as well?
Oh yeah,
Davies. That was a bit of an odd signing, but I can understand why. He's just, yeah, he's got experience, but it's kind of like a sort of. It feels like sort of like a West Ham bringing in Craig Dawson. Everyone was like, "Why have they brought in Craig Dawson?" But now we know why. Now we know why we've brought in Craig Dawson.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's because of the maybe the homegrown player quota in the Champions League as well.
Yeah,
they need to bring him in.
It's a good shout. That.
By the way,
nice. Yeah, go
on. I don't know if it's a discussion for another day, but I personally think Atletico Madrid are going to win the Champions League.
Another discussion for another day, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
I was you said about Champions League, and I was thinking about it today. Like, who do I think's going to win?
Yeah.
Let's go. But yeah, we'll discuss that another time.
Discuss that like maybe when's Champions League come back anyway?
2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks? Yeah, because you've got Sociedad.
We'll talk about that next week. I'm probably.
Yeah.
When the finals start in Sociedad.
So the next thing was, should we move on to the bit that Aiden's been waiting ready to
Yeah.
burst and to speak about Lingardinho himself.
The king, he's back.
I hand over.
Right. Okay. Firstly, I just wanted to say, but before he even scored, I thought he was having a cracking game before he even scored the first goal. He was always in the right places, and West Ham throughout the last few years have been such a negative side playing football. Sometimes, every time we get the ball in the centre of the park, he's either being hoofed back or hoofed to the side. I'm not taking anything away from Mark Noble; he's a legend, but he's a bit static. He passes backwards and sideways. Lingard, as soon as he got the ball, he bombed forward. He looked for that forward pass. He looked for that forward run. He looked for the 1-2 with Ben Rama. He looked for the 1-2 with Antonio, and he was always bursting through. And that's how he got the 2 goals. You could argue Martinez could have done a lot better with that, but he's in the right place, and a goal was a goal. He scored 2 on his debut.
Thing
is,
You know what?
You can tell Aiden was literally waiting. He literally burst out straight away. He was waiting to say.
You know what's annoying though?
What?
Harley was like, he was saying to me like last week that Lingard was going to be a bad signing. I said I'd taken him at Spurs, and I still would, to be honest, but I don't know.
I mean, I'd take him at Millwall, but that goes without saying.
I'd have taken him at Spurs as well.
I think West Ham is the perfect team for him. Like, West Ham has like a mixed squad. Like, they have some really good players. They have some like older players who, they've done well. Like, like you said, Craig Dawson is one, and he's like an older. He said he's sort of like an older player, but he's he's like, his career's been a bit rejuvenated in that West Ham team. Another one is sort of like, even like Fabianski, you could say, like he's not.
He's no spring chicken, and to be honest, he's the reason we stayed up for the last couple of years. To be fair, I'm not a fan of his kicking though. To be honest, I think his kicking.
His kicking is dodgy, mate. I'm watching up West Ham recently to know.
Yeah, his kicking's a bit dodgy, but he always pops up the good save. It probably won't pop up. It probably won't see it on here. That's my message between me and Harley. And he said, "What has your club done signing Lingard?" And I said, "FFS, man. I don't even want him."
Oh,
Did you say that?
Yeah,
I wanted him.
I will take that back wholly. I regret that. Regret saying that because he was class, and to be fair, I welcome any player into the team because I trust David Moyes this season with all the signings.
Oh, I'd trust David Moyes for anything for you. He's the best manager you've had from what I can think.
Best manager they've had
since 2015-16 under Bilic, best manager.
Oh yes.
Ooh, I would maybe say that Moyes is better.
Yeah, Moyes, we got a better team. It's just the fact that was the last season at Upton Park, so I believe that was the main catalyst and the main reason we turned up loads.
But the thing about Moyes is he's making you into the Everton side that he had way back with Southampton, like Fellaini.
Yeah, trust me.
He is compared to
Fellaini.
I don't know. I feel that they're similar. I don't think they're the same player. I think Soucek's a bit different from Fellaini.
Aaron Cresswell is like the new Leighton Baines.
I'd take Soucek over Fellaini, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I'd as much as it pains me to say praise anything that West Ham do, I would take Soucek over Fellaini, and I would. I mean, Cresswell and Baines, you can make comparisons. There's loads.
Put prime Leighton Baines in this West Ham team.
Yeah.
Over Cresswell.
Mate, you're getting top 4.
Yeah,
Leighton Baines was in that team in his prime, in his David Moyes prime. You're getting top 4.
And
he's better from set pieces than Cresswell. Because Cresswell can be. This is what frustrates me so much about West Ham. We play short corners all the time, even though we've got the most goals from corners.
Yeah, no, that was weird. I noticed that the other day. You were you got a corner, and even this is the one time I agreed with what Steve McManaman said. I'm not going to try the accent, but he was like, he basically said, "Why the fuck are you playing a short corner?" And I was thinking, like, you know what, he's actually speaking sense for once, because
he's spot on. Again, I don't even know myself. The fact that we've got the most goals from set pieces, or one of the most goals from set pieces, and you're playing these silly little 1-2s and silly little short corners when you've got guys like Ogbonna, Dawson, and Soucek in the box. Why are you playing it short?
Antonio's a bit of an area.
Yeah, we've got we've started doing the old like Southgate love train thing as well. And that's
bloody Southgate. That's another conversation for a different day. But bloody
yeah, no, I will happily
rant about Southgate.
I will happily rant about how much I want him gone, but that's a debate for another day.
But
speaking of Fabianski, though, are we moving on to keepers?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Oh yeah, go on. I was gonna just quickly.
Yeah, go on.
Was
Go ahead,
anybody
mate.
watching? Was anybody watching the Wolves Arsenal game or not?
Yeah.
We can have. Are we gonna have that little discussion about VAR?
Well, David Luiz should not have been sent off.
No, his stud has clipped Luiz's knee whilst Luiz is in a running motion.
Yeah.
So therefore, I feel it's completely accidental, and it's therefore not a penalty, not even a foul, not a red card, nothing.
Accidental, but clipped. At the end of the day, goal scoring opportunity has to be a red card.
Yeah, that's it's a weird situation, isn't it? It's like an accident, but at the same time, you know, they're through on goal. So like, what do you do about that?
Yeah, but if a player's just trying to slide in and just fails to get the ball, it's still kind of accidental.
Yeah,
if you think about it. So you can't really make that argument.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, like he's denied a goal scoring opportunity. So you know, it's a tough one, but like. I guess, you know, the rules are the rules, and unless, you know, something changes, the way it is, it makes sense as a penalty. But did you see they've gone back on Bednarek's one?
Yeah.
How have they done that and not gone back on David Luiz's one? That's what I'm.
What have they not rescinded David Luiz's?
No, they literally have said today that they're not going to either.
Yeah, in my what I heard from Dermot Gallagher, I don't know if you watch Dermot Gallagher on Sky Sports. He said it's.
I occasionally do, yeah.
If Luiz slides in and wipes him out, he's only getting a yellow card.
Yeah,
But by the law, if David Luiz slides in and makes an attempt for the ball, he's only getting a yellow card because he's made a clear attempt to get the ball. The fact is, he hasn't made a clear attempt to get the ball. The referee's seen that as he's deliberately taken out the man.
Yeah.
So
even
therefore,
even if he was trying to get the ball, it's still going to be a red card because it's a goal scoring opportunity at that point.
No, but it's this thing called double jeopardy or something like that. You can't. It's what Dermot Gallagher said. It's a stupid rule because I think if you're sliding in and taking out someone from behind,
yeah,
9 times out of 10, you're not going for the ball. You're going for the man. So,
yeah, 100%. But that's all I wanted to say on that game. I just wanted to say I thought Arsenal were hard done by, and I feel like if they hadn't have. It's easy to say, but I think if they hadn't gone down to 9 men, they genuinely would have won that game.
Yeah. I think they would.
They've got quality in their team. I hope for their sake, not that I really care, but I hope for their sake that they can turn it around and, you know, start winning games again, because it is kind of. Yeah, no, I can see that from a neutral perspective. I just want to see as much good football as I can. So.
Quick word on Leno though. Leno's one. What was he doing there? He Superman punched the ball and he just tried to make it look like it's come off his chest, didn't he?
Yeah.
But
it's ridiculous. That was honestly like what I mean. I love Leno. I think he's a great keeper, but like
that's like going down a Tesco, nicking a Mars bar in front of a CCTV camera. Like
being like.
VAR.
It's
like, mate, you're on camera. What are you doing trying to punch the ball away?
Yeah, literally, it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous situation to get yourself into when you're seen as one of the best keepers in the Prem. But speaking of that, should we? Should we do this like we each say our fifth, each say our fourth, each say our third, whatever.
Yeah. All right.
So who wants to start?
I'm gonna get slated here, so
I'm gonna go. I'll start.
Don't put Fabianski in there, Aiden.
He already has, you can tell.
I got my top 10 up, and he's not even in there.
He's in 6th for me. I don't know why.
I mean, that's crazy, but I'm going to go for 5th.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's not in my top 10.
He's not even in my top 10.
Is, for me, Kasper Schmeichel. I've gone with
in my top 10.
Absolutely. I think he's great. I think not just because of the longevity. I tried to not base it off longevity, but I just think as a shot stopper as well, I think he's fantastic and like
Premier League winner.
Sorry.
There's a reason I don't pick him though. To be
Premier
fair.
League winner as well.
Yeah, Premier League winner. Great. I think if I was Brendan Rodgers right now, I wouldn't. There's not a single keeper I would rather have in my team than Kasper Schmeichel, just because he's a Leicester legend. And I think the thing that makes me think that this is how good he is think about who his dad is. Yet nobody really talks about the fact that Peter Schmeichel's his dad. That's like, he's made his own name for himself, and I highly respect.
I have not one. I think I might have heard once or twice a commentator say, "Oh yeah, something about." It's usually when Leicester are playing Man United, and he said, "Oh yeah, his dad knows this ground very well." But I've never really heard any. I've never heard any comparison between the two. I've never heard the debate. He's he's a different keeper from his dad, and he's got his own legacy, and he's got his own sort of, his own history. Like, there's no point comparing him to his dad because different era, different players, different teams.
Yeah, definitely. And I rate. That's what I'm saying. I rate how he's made his own career, and he's probably one of Leicester's biggest ever legends. I'm going to put it out there and say that. I think, the fact that he's done everything that he's done, he's been there for so long. Dude, made like 350 appearances for them.
I think he's been there since 2011 or something.
Yeah. I think he was there. He was there when they were in the Champions. He might have even been there when they were in League One, because I remember they went up the same season that we did. In 20.
He has.
He started at City, and then he's been there for like, I think 11 years, 12 years.
Yeah, he's a mad servant. So not just for that, but because I think he's a great keeper as well. He's my number 5. But who wants to go next? Who wants to say their number 5?
I had Lloris at 5, but I was thinking because there's a lack of sweepers in the Premier League. There's a lack of his style of play, and in terms of that role, he's up there. He's got the odd mistake in him. I'm not saying
every keeper does.
Every keeper does, but there's just the lack of that sort of sweeper role in the Premier League, and I feel like he's got that down to a T in terms of role.
I started to think
I've had him a bit higher up. I'll say it later, but I've got him in there.
And don't forget the guy's a World Cup winner as well.
Yeah.
So, you're a top fan.
World Cup captain, winner, and Champions League finalist captain.
Yeah.
That's good, but he's not in my top 5. So.
You're a Spurs fan.
I respect that. I actually respect that you're a Spurs fan and you haven't gone with him in your top 5, because fair play.
You don't know how much it pains me as a West Ham fan to put a Spurs player up there, but I really like him. I just think he's got the odd mistake in him. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm a massive fan.
Some of the best saves I've ever seen, to be fair to him, but
he's
not always solid with the easy things. So
would you say he's the fastest keeper?
Oh yeah, I think he's fast. I think he's faster than Neuer, to be fair, but I don't know. He's rapid.
A great sweeper. That's what I love about him.
Absolutely rapid.
I'm a massive fan of a sweeper. That's why he's in my top 5.
Yeah, I love a sweeper keeper. That's why Neuer's my favourite keeper of all time, because of I love that kind of style. Like, the defence can rely on the keeper to clear their lines. Like, it's brilliant. But Callum, who have you gone with number 5?
I went. This is going to be controversial. David De Gea. I think he's a great keeper, to be honest.
Fantastic.
He's higher up on mine, but I can understand why he's so.
Maybe over the years, he's dropped off a bit, but off this season, probably 5th best in my opinion.
Yeah.
Lloris
season, I've done it based on kind of overall, but like this season, I'd say probably 5th or 6th or something like that. But yeah,
the funniest thing is when Gary Neville called him Poppadomans when he couldn't keep out Cresswell's free kick.
There are some questionable mistakes, like against Spurs when we beat them 6-1 at the start of the season.
That's why he's not number 1. If he didn't make as many of those dodgy mistakes, he would genuinely be, for me, the best keeper in the league. Like, rate him that highly.
He's the best keeper in the world.
Prone to an awful mistake.
Does the good outweigh the bad though? Yeah,
definitely. For me,
in
my opinion, he makes so many good saves. If you got to watch it's one of them ones. I know I say this all the time. This should be my new catchphrase, but you've got to watch the full 90 to admire certain players, and David De Gea is one
You
of those.
don't understand that. Being a United fan, there were moments like under Van Gaal, like you would like after watching a game, you would literally like the blood pressure levels would be so high because we just scrape 1-0 wins, and the amount De Gea used to do. Like, I remember just watching a game and to see this guy single-handedly keep us in it, and I was like, it's actually just I think De Gea is the best keeper of this last decade. In my
like as in the Prem, or
you know what? I think Neuer is. I'd say De Gea is my favorite. Neuer is a better keeper in the terms of he's got more achievements overall. Like obviously he's got more achievements. He is a great keeper, but the reason why I rate David De Gea so highly is because he also kept us in games when we had such a shit defense. Like, don't get me wrong. Like Neuer deserves all his praise, but he also did have like he had Boateng, he had wait, who else did Javi Martinez?
he had so many,
he had so many defenders. Alaba, Alaba's now their centre back. But like we had Smalling and Phil Jones. Like, Phil Jones, like you guys know like how that guy is.
I've seen him score an own goal against Spurs.
I think he's underrated.
No, you'd be kidding me. I've seen him play.
Bro,
you know the game where
back in 2011-12, Phil Jones was like when I understand what Fergie kind of saw him because he was a bit versatile. He could play right back, he could play a bit of CDM, and like he seemed like a guy who had a bit of like decent talent. But when we just stuck him in centre back, like I don't know, I felt like it just wasn't really the right position for him, maybe, and he just seemed so out of place a lot of the time. And Smalling is a bit accident prone, and Jones alongside Smalling was just like that was just like it's just like a circus.
Yeah, fair enough. So Siraj, who's your fifth choice?
Fifth, my fifth is it was a tight one, but I'm gonna say Schmeichel over Pope, like you said. Kasper Schmeichel, just
legend, Premier League. I'm putting in Premier League legend status. I'm going that far. I'm saying he's.
But if you say that, surely Lloris is also a Premier League legend.
Yeah,
maybe not because the title, maybe not.
I'll give Schmeichel. He's there. He was, he's at their leader, and he's taken them from the bottom where they were in League One and all the way to a Premier League title. And like, not many people can say that.
Well, if Tim Howard's considered a Premier League legend, why can't Lloris?
Schmeichel? No, Tim Howard is a Premier League legend. Lloris it like he'll go down definitely. But
I have gone with Lloris as fourth actually.
Yeah, I've changed my mind. Same.
I've gone for Pope at number 4.
Okay.
Just because he's just unreal. He's some of the again like what you just said. You have to watch the full 90 minutes to even see the little saves he makes, because just Burnley, one of them sides, like you said, United were on the Van Gaal. Burnley, if they aren't getting battered, they will scrape a 1-0 win happily, and Pope is always there because Burnley haven't got the strongest defense sometimes. Ben Mee is class, Tarkowski's not bad either. They just but yeah, they're facing a lot of shots, and the fact is they got a good shot stopper in Pope. The fact is that it's Burnley, because they haven't got the strongest defence. There's teams that are more attacking, and they're going to be firing shots constantly at Pope. And the way he gets obviously down, obviously to his bottom right, bottom left, a lot better than fucking Joe Hart did back in the day.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Pope he would have been, I want to say 6th or 7th in mine. But yeah, I think people don't realise how much he does keep Burnley in games. Like you see, like their defence is solid. Like Tarkowski and Mee, as you say, they're class. But like there is quite a lot of shots that come at him, and he just gets them. I think he's a class keeper. I rate that you put him 4th. Yeah. And he's English, which Yeah, he deserves the number 1 spot. But yeah, who have you gone for 4th, Callum? You said Lloris.
Yeah.
I think we've spoken about Lloris. As Siraj.
Yeah, I went with De Gea as number 4th.
Okay.
Yeah, so some of you went with 5th, but yeah, for me, I just think that he from around 2013 to 2018, alongside Neuer, like he was one of the best, and there was a few years in between where he was the best, I think, and then obviously
there was certainly one. Sorry for interrupting, but there was certainly at least a year where De Gea was the best keeper in the world?
I think there was a couple years. I think between like 2015 and 18, like after the World Cup, I think there was a period where De Gea, I think, was the best, and he was on his way to Madrid, and that kind of fell through. But I think there was a period there where he was the best. But then obviously, Neuer's got the trophies, and he's got the the titles to go with it. But I've always been De Gea's always been one of my favorite players of all time, just to watch like David De Gea play. I just thought he was the best saves, and even like what he's done for the actual sport, like he's changed the way people like goalkeepers play, like the way he uses his legs and the way his acrobats and stuff, and like even Nick Pope. I see Nick Pope, like he kind of reminds me quite a bit of David De Gea with the way he
I can kind of see what you mean. He's like a bit unorthodox, isn't he?
He's a bit unorthodox.
I've actually gone with De Gea as my number 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Same here. Same here.
For similar reasons to you, Siraj. Actually,
Yeah.
I think because I think he is actually one of the best keepers of the decade that was just ended. But yeah, I think like also now, as I say, you've got to watch the game to understand. Like he is prone to a mistake, but people. I'm not going to name any names. Harley. But certain people are saying that Henderson should be starting. I think that is so deliberate.
That's blasphemous. Yeah, I think that's blasphemous.
Yeah.
I think I put him fourth, and I just think obviously he had a few bad years. 2018, 19, it wasn't a great year for him. He made quite a few mistakes in there, but I think he's slowly getting back to. He might not get back to where he was.
He'll never get back to prime day.
Yeah, but he'll. I think he's getting back to like a solid, like he'll still be a solid keeper. I think for a decent time for us. So.
Do you think having a competition with Henderson kind of helps him?
Yeah, definitely. Because he knows that if he has a few bad games on the spin, Ollie has a backup keeper to bring in, and very comfortable. But I think Henderson has to leave. He needs.
Yeah, I was just about to say Henderson is far too good to be a backup. He's a Premier League star. I would say a top 10 keeper in the Premier League. He would definitely get. I don't know what team he would get in, but he's definitely a top. Everton.
Everton could do with Dean Henderson in the sticks. I don't mind Pickford. I think he's a bit underrated, but
I don't think he's underrated. I think he gets too much stick. People look at
what I mean. Yeah.
People look at his T-Rex arms and his mistakes and the fact he's 2 foot centre half, but it's just
he
makes a good save.
But he's too reckless, and you can't trust that sometimes.
The save that no one ever remembers is that save against Colombia right before they scored.
Yes, I do remember that save. That was insane. I remember because I was in a pub. I was in a pub in Mexico with loads of England fans in there. And when he made that save, I remember because I was thinking, we are done out. When they're through, when he made that save, I actually got so gassed. And I remember there was loads of English people in the bar that I was in. Brilliant moment. Highlighted
He was good in
save specifically, but yeah.
No, he was good. He was good in the World Cup. It's just he's a lot better for England. He's really good for England, but he doesn't shine as much for Everton, which is unfortunate because he would be a cracking player if he could play as well as he did for England.
Yeah.
In the Premier League.
In that World Cup, he was actually one of our best players.
He was. I think Trippier was one of our best players as well, but that's another. That was
So what were we on? We were on 3. So I've got De Gea.
It's number 3, yeah. I've also got De Gea. I've also got De Gea at number 3.
Okay.
Is it this season or like?
Just in general.
Oh my god, I've gone Martinez then.
Okay.
I've gone Martinez. I think now that you said in general, if it was off this season, definitely top for me. But
yeah.
I don't know.
He had a bit of a stinker against West Ham, to be fair.
Exactly. Well, everyone has stinkers though. Every keeper has.
But the thing is with Martinez is like why, like in my opinion, it's close between him and Leno. But I would edge Martinez.
Yeah.
I just don't know why.
I don't trust Leno.
Yeah, I know he's decent. Someone I know who supports Arsenal, is saying to me that they think Leno is like one of the best keepers in the league and that he's better than Martinez. And I was telling him, see, I don't know. I just think Leno maybe. Actually, no, I don't even think so. I was gonna say maybe he's a shot stopper, but I don't. I think Martinez is class. But yeah, I think Martinez. Yeah, that's a very good. He's not actually in my top 5, but he's class. I think.
Yeah, Yeah, my number 3 was actually Edison. I went with Edison. I just think, as a keeper, I mean, he is a bit aggressive. He's got sent off before and all that, but his distribution, like the way he gets the ball out, and he's quite vital to the way City play. Just getting the ball out and going up there. And people said with like Leno, like one of the biggest criticisms is that he's really slow at getting the ball out. That doesn't help Arsenal's case when they take so long. They always, like, especially this season, they hold the ball in that midfield for so long. They never really do anything with it.
That's similar, kind of similar to Liverpool recently.
Yeah.
I also have Edison featuring. I've got him as my number 2. I think he's he reminds me a bit of Lloris in some ways, in that a bit more risky than Lloris.
He's a bit of a nutcase.
But he can actually ball as well as being a sick keeper. Like I think he's a baller.
He's my number 1, to be fair.
Yeah, he's quite good at his feet.
Spoiler alert, but yeah.
Spoiler alert, he's my number 1 because
I've gone with him. Number 2. I just
he's my number 2 as well.
Yeah.
Just because I've already said how much I rate sweepers, and I do think in terms of ball playing keepers and in terms of keepers that can play out from the back, he's got to be up there.
I think he's one of the. I think he's probably the best footballer as a keeper that I've ever seen play.
Yeah, the whole
as in you could. I reckon you could stick him in centre mid. He'd put in a shift.
Yeah, it was quite intriguing to see that Pep Guardiola said he was the best penalty taker at Man City as well.
Oh yeah, I saw that as well.
And doesn't he have? I think he has a Guinness. He's in the Guinness Book of Records for longest kick as well, or longest drop kick.
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. He's great. I think all round he is actually. Yeah, he is.
I'm pretty sure he managed to obviously throw the ball up in the air and kick it probably the length of the pitch. Or I think, or maybe a little bit shorter. But yeah, he's definitely in the Guinness Book of Records for the longest drop kick.
Mad, that's just, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know that.
But so Callum, who's your number 2? Have you gone Edison as well?
I've gone Edison because he is very risky as a keeper, and there is obviously the one keeper above him is a less risky version of him. I think.
That's
probably I'm guessing everyone that you...
Wait,
Aiden, who did you go for as number 2?
I went for Alisson at number 2.
You went for Alisson.
I think we've got What about you for number 2, Siraj?
I went with Martinez.
Oh really?
Oh, you went Edison for number 3, didn't you?
Yeah, and because mine is, I guess, more generally based on this season. It's sort of just
exactly.
Sort of the second half of last season, and so that's why De Gea was 4th for me. And but yeah, Martinez, like we talked about. You talked about Edison so good with his feet, and like Aiden said earlier, Martinez is a sweeper keeper. For me, like against United, I know we beat them, but Rashford had the ball at the 30-yard line. You just see this guy just comes charging at him and just clear the ball away, and he's just got that ability. He reads the ball quite well. Like yesterday, was it against? I know they lost, but the ball's coming down and he sort of comes to the edge of his box and headers it away. He has that thing where he comes out and makes the box his, rather than a lot of keepers who sort of stay back on their line and sort of let the defense deal with it.
I'll back that. I think
he's quite dominant in the box.
I think Emi Martinez, maybe I would have had him 6th, but maybe I could have potentially put him above Schmeichel. But I just love Schmeichel. I think he's great. But I think I've gone on about Schmeichel for a bit too long. But my number 1, I think three of us have maybe gone with the same person as number 1, Alisson.
Yeah.
I think Alisson is the most reliable keeper in the league.
Yeah.
He will. I think. I think he will save shots that. Well, actually, no. Maybe Alisson and De Gea, I think, can save shots that no other keeper in the league can save.
Yeah.
But as I say, De Gea's got the inconsistent nature of him at times.
Yeah.
He can make mistakes. Alisson, I've seen him make a few mistakes, but not nowhere near as many as like most keepers. Like I can't think of another keeper in the Prem who I've seen make as few mistakes as
Question for you lot.
Yeah. Go on.
Next World Cup, who starts for Brazil?
Alisson. I mean, that's what I put above Edison.
Yeah, Alisson.
Yeah.
No. What I'm asking, does he play the whole tournament or do they rotate?
Oh, I think maybe give
one
Edison
keeper needs to play the whole tournament. I think I think Edison starts the tournament. You know.
You think? No, I don't think so.
I think so. His distribution will really be helpful.
One thing I'm thinking, maybe he'd suit Brazil more, because I can imagine Brazil being the kind of team that would just like have a keeper who can actually play football, which is Edison, as I've said. But yeah, so that basically concludes our. So we've gone. So my keeper's Alisson, Callum and Siraj has gone Alisson. Aiden, understandably, has gone Edison.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Brazil are pretty sorted in that department.
I was surprised. So you didn't go Leno top 10.
I went Leno top 6 or 7. I'm probably
7.
Honourable mentions to David Martin.
Shut up.
No, I actually did want to talk about just Olsen yesterday was amazing for Everton against Leeds. He kept them in that game. Did you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he made like a really good triple save, like sort of what do you call it? Leeds, was it Rafinha or Harrison's shot, and he basically sort of like got down really low and saved it, and then I think it was Keane was coming onto the ball and he sort of pushed it away from Keane, and then they shot again and he sticks his leg out and he saves it for a corner. It was just a great triple save. Like he was phenomenal.
I think we should wrap up there. So
yeah, I think
thanks
that's
everyone for watching. Let us know what you want to see in the comments or whatever. We'll leave a link to our Instagram and Twitter and my Instagram as well in the description. But yeah, thanks for watching.
And I'll just say we're doing the giveaway, so you can win a £10 gift card of your choice. So the details will be down below. So one of the steps is obviously follow the account, like our post, and tag a mate. And the final step is to subscribe to our YouTube. And then so they're the 3 steps.
Send us a screenshot in DMs.
Yeah, and then we'll announce the winner next week. But yeah, thanks for coming on, guys.
Cheers, lads. Have a good one.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.